Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested and ready to start your day. It's your daily insight on life and love for March 9th, 2021, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching this, this could be relevant to your life. If not, don't force it. You can let it fall away. You can hang out and enjoy the show. You can do whatever you want. It's your life. But if it does resonate, awesome. If you have questions about booking a session, email address below. We can get this off with right away. If you're new to the channel, sometimes it's entertaining. Go ahead and hit the bell for notifications. Look. Oh, a lot of your beliefs that have been very self-limiting are coming to a close right now. It's time for you to make a lot of changes in the grand scale of your life. The mindset that you have been working on or working with for years that you feel obligated to follow, or that you feel like this is the way that it's always been, so might as well keep it going. This is coming to a close right now. You're not going to be playing any sort of part. You are not obligated to behave in any one certain way or believe any one certain thing. I'm seeing that this has been very exhausting for you, and it's actually been very guilt-ridding for you. You can't keep up with that belief pattern and expect to live a positive life. I get it. Life happens and we don't always stay positive. We may get really lost in our trying to not be so crass. Crud. That's the best I got for you right now. Okay. Why don't you start living life the way that you want to? You're so encouraging for other people. You're so about, supporting the ones that you love. Why can't you support yourself in that way? Why can't you support your changes? Would you judge your best friend in doing that? No. You'd be like, you want to know what? I'm going to love you no matter what. Why can't you be like that for yourself? Look, you're not lying to anybody. I mean, if you push this any further with yourself, yes, you're lying to yourself, which is the biggest slap in the face if you ask me. It's one thing for other people to lie to you because you can cut that out immediately. And yes, it's a waste of your time. Yes, it's a huge disservice. But when you actively choose to lie to yourself and to continue on a path that is so inauthentic to you, why don't you just sit there and punch yourself in the head? I'm not telling you to do that, but you might as well if you're doing this. This is ridiculous. You are shedding that old skin. You're not going to have a fresh breath with it. It's going to be, you want to know what? I can't do this anymore. And I'm not going to do this. But also, you're going to take time to make these changes in yourself because you're going to sit back and see that, oh my God, I have conditioned myself to behave in such a way because this was my experience. It was definitely ego, and it was conditioning. It was a lot of grooming to get you to behave a certain way. Now this is done. I feel like this is going to catch you off guard, how much you have almost traumatized yourself to have certain routines in your life, certain outputs. When you catch that in the moment, it's going to be something like a mini freak out and rewiring. So be gentle and kind on yourself because this has been a long time coming. So why is this happening now? Why couldn't you do it before? Why couldn't you do it later? Why is this happening now? What about now is, we could always go with, while I'm recording this, all the, if you're into astrology, I am. The planets are direct. All the planets are direct, and they're direct, I think, for another 6-7 weeks. So this is where we stop the shenanigans in our life and we start to get our stuff together. So we can always chalk it up to that. I love astrology. Why is this happening? Excuse me. I hiccuped. At least I think it was a hiccup. All right. It was like you weren't even here. Why it was happening, it doesn't even feel like you were alive for this. It was routine, and it feels like life was just flying right past you. And then it's starting to notice that you're missing all the sights and all that can be. So this is saying, all right, you know what? I'd rather not continue this. This is hurting. One day we wake up and we start to wonder where life went. I think this is one of those moments. So where did your life go? Why did it go? And what can you do now? All right, Spirit, out with the advice. Ooh, wait. Yes. You know, check the timestamps. This was really cool to come out. So I want you to think of a loved one, anyone who's crossed over. It can be old, it can be young. The age doesn't matter. This is all the energy that is acting as guide. And if nobody's stepping up, that's perfectly fine. This is going to be just a spirit message. So since I was telling you this is a check-in time, check in occasionally with yourself about your motives behind the actions you plan on taking, especially when you have an end game in mind. Is the source of your motivation desire or entitlement? Maybe you're drawn to a certain path because you think it'll bring you feelings related to the outcome you where is it? You'll be drawn to a certain path because you think it'll be bring a feeling related to the outcome you seek, like a safety or a wholeness. Know that you will see a reflection of the outer world of the motives that drive you forward. Wait, you will see a reflection in the outer world of the motives that drive you forward. Do you need a motive? Can you simply be pulled in a direction your soul calls you toward? Joy, discovery, growth, adventure, participating in something that is compelling or meaning without trying to define it. If you step forward and surrender to spirit, to whatever spirit has in store for you, you will be amazed how things turn out. Check your motives, then hand them over to spirit. Everybody over here wants what's best for you. That's crazy because they want what's best for you. Some of the things to factor in, what do you need to experience? That's the thing, you know, what do you need to experience? What is your soul calling you to experience? And what do they see that you need to experience? This is a very convoluted web of what they see and what they know that you need and what you feel that you need and what you know that you want. All these webs are intermingling right now. So, let's see. A lot of distractions taking place in this situation. It's draining you of your life force, your energy. And this is a cycle that has been perpetuated either by you or by others, but it's been in your life. It's been very closely connected to you. And it's trying to find something to fill the void. So this can show up as over accomplishments, like overly over accomplishments, validation seeking. This is such an empty well, though. You need to fill yourself with something that is real in substance to you, which is why it's so important to do that check-in time about the motives to see what actually drives you, so you can find that fulfillment in yourself. Nothing mirrors outside that's not already inside you. The chaos, the imbalance, the mystery, all of it is a mirror. So how about we stop sucking our own life force? Why don't we find something that drives us forward? All right, you. So going back to the Rider-Waite being pulled there. Hi, Peppa. All right. All right. So what's the advice? Give me some advice. Ooh. Very cool. We have the Hierophant in reverse, Queen of Pentacles upright. We have the Eight of Swords upright. Why am I yawning? Have you gotten your coffee or your tea yet? Are you having any of those this morning? Or wherever you're watching at the same time? Yeah. Okay. Look what we got going on here. Lots of earth energy in this. All right. The advice is to see that there's nothing holding you back. It's literally you against your mind. Outside circumstances, this is something that can be controlled. If it's people who are around you, chances are that you can pull away or you can bring them in. This is also in your control. Their actions, not so much. So we have the Hierophant in reverse. An investment that you're afraid to make, you're holding back on. It's something that you care deeply about. So, can I see why they're holding back? You're not going to be the person who everybody knew. They see you as either, it feels like they see you as somebody who has no inhibitions, who can't be taken seriously. But I see that you want to be taken seriously. You want the, it looks like the passion and the respect. It's also important that you respect yourself in this. That is the main thing that I'm seeing. But you want to be seen in a different light. You're ready to step out of your old shadow and be center stage in this. You're afraid of breaking some sort of identity. And also it seems like a little mini political or home government thing that's going on in your home base or even your friendship circle. Everybody has their part, their character, and you have been assigned your seat, and you're going to sit down and, well, wait for your hand to be called on. Not anymore. You know, there comes a point in time where it's okay to move on from old friends that you no longer resonate with. It doesn't mean that you part on bad terms. It means that you allow yourself the ability to move on. And you can also move on from, really, I don't want to isolate it to anything. You can move on from any circle. You can move on from an entire life. You can move on from anything. This, you don't need to defend anything. You don't need to dignify your choices. If somebody's questioning you on that, it's time to question their motives. What do they get out of it? It's a very important time for you and your identity. A lot of people are having this check-in, and it does feel like some sort of identity crisis. Not that you don't know who you are, that you exist. It's what goes along with it. So we're getting rid of all of these monkeys off our backs, and we are going to start investing into something that's very real for us. And if you follow this advice, what is the likely outcome? Birthing something new, huh? It feels very virginal, grounded, authoritative, and a lot of hard work, baby. Do not let yourself get lost in the concept of the hard work for all these changes that you have to make in your life. It is going to be one thing after another, but it's better than denying yourself the life that you want. Ooh, we have the Wheel of Fortune. We also have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So what's the dependency over? Afraid that you might just not need anybody. So, okay. If you're afraid that you won't need anybody, are you afraid that you'll be alone or that you might be happy alone? First off, you're never going to be alone unless you actually choose to physically be alone. And even then, you're not even spiritually alone. We are cohabiting creatures. No matter what, we're going to find a way to entertain ourselves. So look, afraid that you might just enjoy the silence long enough to not want to reconnect. That's not really the reality of the situation. It's just very important that you maintain a sense of independence in this. Everything is in divine working order. You can assert yourself and still plug down and work. I want you to hit your nose to the grind on this and start making these changes in your life. This is essential for who you are becoming. So, if they chose, no, you know what? No, that's not even a possibility. I'm not even going to go there. No. You've already made the choice. And if you're sticking through this reading, understand that you've already made the choice. All right. So, in closing messages, what do you want to tell everybody? I want to go to this deck now. Let's see. All right. Closing messages. Make a wish. Have faith. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. Don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. Follow your gut. All right, so why am I saying wait after have faith? Okay. All right. Be in a receptive state. The hardest work for you to do right now is to be open to the changes that are coming your way, open to the opportunities that are coming your way. The action is receiving. It's not about you busting through walls or kicking in doors or, you know, hanging the 95, I think it's the proclamations on some sort of a door. We're not doing that. We have the Make-A-Wish. What do you want? Let it come your way. Keep making these changes in your life. Be co-creative and collaborative in it. But you don't need to keep chasing after something. The chasing is done. Now it comes to you. So now we have the Father, healing authority figure issues, and stability, protection. Those are all part of what this says is father issues, but really it's the masculine guardian that is in your life, whoever that is, because not everybody has a dad. Not everybody needs a dad. This is the masculine caregiver. Your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to heaven or any masculine-related issues to heaven. I can agree to that. Why did everything seem so impossible for so many years? This is definitely gearing towards the masculine insecurities. You know, yeah, it's a long shot for this to happen. You know, not everybody gets this. Not everybody gets to have this chance. And you want to know, I worked really hard for where I am, blah, 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 blah. Great. Congratulations. Thank you. However, this is my life. This is what I'm doing. And this is, it could be as big as I want it to be. I don't need your input. That's basically what you're saying. So the morning affirmations is to really plug in how deserving you are of this, how great everything is going to be. Yes, it is going to be a mountain of work, but it all depends on that first step. Take one step at a time. Stop seeing the mountain for what it is and start seeing it for the steps that it takes to get up that mountain. It is the journey. And you want to know what? After you get to the top of the mountain, there's other places to go. You get to see all of them. All right, so the morning affirmations, and you want to know what? Put yourself in the mindset to be receiving this. I saw this thing numerous times recently. For when you are working on your vision board, visions, whatever. When you are in that meditative state, for the love of God, play some music, play a soundtrack that really speaks to you. If you're like me, you're probably going to be playing some Braveheart because, oh my God, The Secret Wedding. I'm such a sucker for that. Okay. Put yourself in the correct mindset. Be in the receiving state. You have so many insights and intuitive directions that you are going to be given. I want you to write them down. I want you to take note of what you put out, what questions, what your thought process was, what came to you, what the synchronicity made you feel, and what it was when you looked into it. This is going to be taking you a hot minute. So, let's see. Final outcome. I want this over here. Think. To overcome the masculine energies, it's time for you to invoke the feminine. All right, so what's not for you? The exchanging gifts, holding yourself back. Don't get hooked on an outcome. That is holding yourself back. Think about the blips and the spots that you want on this journey and invoke the feelings that are going to be part of that. Your destination is not one particular thing. These are the benchmarks in your journey. Whether it's a relationship, you find your one. Great. That is not the end of your life. Go on to the next thing. What is next? Career? Great. Traveling? Great. Go. Keep moving forward. Don't get hooked on an outcome. There is no final outcome. So I hope that this made sense. I hope that you have an amazing day. You know this doesn't end at midnight. So until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you are greatly loved and appreciated. And consider your why with everything. I'm sending you so much love. Go rock the day, make it yours. Bye. I want you to think of a loved one who's crossed over. They could be old, it could be young, the age doesn't matter. They matter, of course, because it's your loved one. If nobody's coming up, that's fine. This is going to be a message from Spirit. If this doesn't resonate, don't force it, let it fall away. Check in occasionally with yourself about your motives behind your actions you plan on taking, especially when you have an end game in mind. Is the source of your motivation desire or entitlement? Maybe you're drawn to a certain path because you think it'll bring you a feeling related to the outcome that you seek, like safety or wholeness. Know that you will see a reflection in the outer world of the motives that drive you forward. Do you need a motive? Can you simply be pulled in the direction your soul calls, toward joy, discovery, growth, or adventure, participating in something compelling and meaningful without trying to define it? If you can step forward and surrender to whatever Spirit has in store, you will be amazed by how things turn out. Check in with your motives and then hand them over to Spirit. Everybody over here wants what's best for you. So I hope that that made sense. I hope that this finds you well. I don't know. What does drive you? I've been thinking of this funny quote recently, and it's not enough that I should succeed, I must watch you fail. I don't even know who said that. I saw this on a funny picture once, and it's just stuck in my head. What's your motivation? Is it entitlement? Is it desire? What is it? It's check-in time. Look. You're draining yourself right now. What are you running from where you constantly have to have this, it's either accomplishment or validation. You're chasing something to avoid something else. But what is it and why? Why does it have to be this way? This is an important check-in time with you because your soul's exhausted. You're exhausted. Well, on the other side of this, what happens when you get to a particular destination? Are you going to be fulfilled for long? This is really important because in this check, it's going to be some sort of discovery where, you know what? We're going to turn around and face the nightmare is what we're going to do, because us continuously running from it is not going to get you to where you think you want to go. You'll have a lot of things under your belt, but you're probably not going to want them, appreciate them. It's time to simplify the mindset and section of your life. I do hope that that made sense. Stay safe, have fun. I know what it's like to chase that, and I know so many of you do. Check in. Stay safe, have fun. Okay. You need to get out. And there are people who know that you need to get out. You need to go for a walk, get grounded, get centered. Either that or you need to go have some sort of a party. Whatever the case, you need to get out. You've been boxed in far too long. And you know what? I think that you have the crew around you to do it. Either that or you're about to meet them. Pay attention to what your energy is like around these particular people. Are you drained? Are you excited? Can you relax? Pay very close attention to how you choose to surround yourself in these situations, because this is like 3 things that are going on right now. If it's not bringing you up, if it's not moving you forward, if it's making you feel stuck or exhausted, you know that this is time to let it go. If it's not progressive, moving forward with you, why are you hanging on to it? Pay very close attention to your connections, because some of them are going to go through a change just like you are. I hope that it made sense. Stay safe, have fun. This is for you. Bye. it's time to clean up your side of the street. That being said, you've probably been on this for a while. Thus, all you have to do is the maintenance work. But in that maintenance time, don't take any free time to go clean up anyone else's side of the road just to be sure that they're going to be able to meet you halfway. There is a familiar energy that's coming around you right now that I want you to be open to, because it looks like it's a fresh new beginning. Obviously, if this is a violent, abusive relationship, I'm clearly not putting you in that direction. We're not putting you in danger. This is saying know who has changed, know who has moved up with you in life. If you're seeing the same cycle with particular people in your life, cut them loose. You don't need that kind of energy when you've done such amazing work. Right now, it's maintenance time, not get other people to catch up time. So I hope that made sense. Stay safe, have fun.